The 2024 presidential election was one of the most closely watched and contentious in recent history. Former President Donald Trump, the Republican nominee, sought a return to the White House. His opponent, Vice President Kamala Harris, carried the Democratic banner. The election became a referendum on Trump's first term and the country's direction. Voters faced a stark choice between two visions for America's future. Trump campaigned on economic nationalism and cracking down on illegal immigration. Harris focused on healthcare, climate change, and racial justice. The campaign was heated and divisive, with both candidates trading barbs. The outcome remained uncertain until the very end. The 2024 election highlighted the deep partisan divide that has come to define American politics. The electorate was sharply divided along demographic lines, with each candidate drawing support from distinct segments of the population. Trump maintained his strong support among white voters, particularly those without college degrees, in rural areas. He also continued to resonate with his base of evangelical Christians and social conservatives. Harris, meanwhile, performed well among Black and Latino voters, as well as women and young people. She also made inroads with suburban voters, a group that had increasingly shifted away from the Republican Party in recent years. The geographic distribution of votes also reflected the country's political polarization. Trump dominated in rural areas and parts of the industrial Midwest, while Harris won large urban centers and coastal states. The outcome of the election ultimately hinged on a handful of closely contested states, including Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. As the election entered its final days, both campaigns mounted an all-out effort to mobilize their base and persuade undecided voters. Trump held large rallies in key battleground states, energizing supporters with populist rhetoric. Harris focused on turning out Black, Latino, and young voters. She campaigned with prominent Democrats, emphasizing healthcare, climate change, and racial justice. Both campaigns invested heavily in advertising and get-out-the-vote efforts. Section 4. Against the odds, Trump's path to victory. On election night, the results came in slowly and dramatically. As votes were counted, it became clear that the race was going to be very close. Trump initially appeared to be ahead in several key battleground states, but Harris began to close the gap as more votes were tallied, particularly in urban areas. In the end, Trump managed to eke out a narrow victory, winning the Electoral College despite losing the popular vote by a significant margin. His victory was attributed to a number of factors, including his enduring appeal among his base of white working-class voters, his ability to tap into anxieties about cultural change, and his success in suppressing turnout among Democratic-leaning voters. Trump's victory shocked many pollsters and political analysts who had predicted a Harris victory. It also exposed the deep divisions within American society and the challenges of governing in an era of extreme polarization. Section 5. America reacts, a tapestry of emotions. The reaction to Trump's victory was swift and visceral. His supporters erupted in celebration, waving flags and chanting his name. They hailed his victory as a repudiation of the political establishment and a sign that the country was on the right track. However, for many Americans, Trump's victory was met with shock, disbelief, and despair. They expressed fear and anxiety about the future of the country under another 4 years of his leadership. Many expected the outcome, but some were left in Shandal wondering what it's going to be like for the next 4 years. The country was left deeply divided, with many wondering how to bridge the chasm between the two sides. The 2024 election had exposed the raw nerves of American politics, and the healing process was likely to be long and difficult. Section 6. The second term. Trump's agenda and potential obstacles. As Trump prepared to begin his second term, all eyes were on his agenda and the challenges he would face in a deeply divided nation. He had campaigned on a platform of continuing his America First policies, including cracking down on immigration, renegotiating trade deals, and reducing the U.S.'s role in international organizations. However, Trump also faced a number of obstacles, including a Democratic-controlled House of Representatives, a potential economic slowdown, and the ongoing racial tension between him and certain immigrants in the country. It remained to be seen how he would navigate these challenges and what his priorities would be in his second term. Trump's victory had also raised concerns among some about the future of American democracy. His attacks on the media, the judiciary, and other democratic institutions had eroded trust in these institutions and raised questions about his commitment to the rule of law. Section 7. The Future of American Politics, a Nation at a Crossroads. The 2024 presidential election underscored the deep divisions within American society and the challenges facing the country. The election had exposed the raw nerves of American politics, and the healing process was likely to be long and difficult. The future of American politics remained uncertain. The country was at a crossroads, facing a choice between retreating further into partisan division or finding common ground and working together to address the pressing challenges of the 21st century. The path that the country chose would have profound implications for generations to come.